Yo, we are back with a long-awaited, I feel like, episode of Skinamax. Don't mind my voice. My allergies have been fucking with me real bad, so I'm gonna sound a little different. Still a little high-pitched, still a little energetic, but I feel like I got a little growl in my voice. Like I got a little right? So we gonna get through it. We gonna get through it. But yeah, it's another episode of Skinamax, and I'm super excited because I think I told y'all this before. I used to want to be a film critic. When I went to DePaul. My majors were African and Black Diaspora Studies, Media and Cinema Studies, and I already said that. African and Black Diaspora Studies, Media and Cinema Studies, and Public Relations and Advertisement. And I ended up going into PR for 8 years. So that's kind of why I'm so good at, I'm a great conversationalist. I'm good at storytelling and shit like that. So, but I say that to say I literally went into media and cinema studies thinking that I was gonna be a film critic. Like I would go to the movies every week and write reviews, like criticize. Like I was really critiquing films. And so what I love about the fact that I'm now doing Skinamax is that I have an opportunity to tap into that. Like I do like watching movies, and I don't just watch movies. I analyze the fuck out of movies, as I do with all things. Like I'm just very analytical and critical in real life. So this gives me an opportunity to kind of flex that muscle, right? So super excited about Skinamax coming back because it's been a while since y'all had a Skinamax episode, and I'm happy to be joined with Precious.
Yo, what up? I'm happy to be here, Joe. Like you said, I feel like this combines two things that I enjoy, like, either like probably in my top 10 like life list as far as movies and sex.
Yeah.
So getting to talk about both, I'm looking forward to explore that. So yeah, I'm definitely happy to be in the space with you for sure.
Yeah. So this gonna be lit. Of course, y'all know with Skinamax, we only talk about movies that got sex in them. That's it. Like it's about, and even if it's not direct sex, it's very suggestive. Like there's sexual tension. Like it has to incorporate sex in some way, shape, or form. So we gonna hop right into the actual episode for today, and we're gonna be talking about Baby Boy. What's actually gonna be super interesting about this episode and the episode that comes out right after this is that there's a character in both of these movies named Jody.
For sure.
Of course I would notice that. Like, so that's kind of funny to me. I was like, oh, there's a Jody in this movie too. So that was interesting. But we gonna talk about Baby Boy. Now, I feel like if I asked somebody what their favorite movie was and they ever said Baby Boy, I would probably not be their friend after that.
Red fucking flag, for sure.
Like, cause why is this your favorite movie? This movie is
terrible.
Such a bad movie. Guys, and I never realized how bad of a fucking movie it was. And I cannot recall the last time I've actually seen Baby Boy all the way through. Had to be over 10 years. Like, I don't think, first of all, this movie is damn near 20 years old. Like, isn't it like, it came out in what, 2000?
Yeah, I was going to say, damn near
it's 20. This is a 20-year-old movie, right? Because I know this definitely came out when I was young, right?
Sure.
So, move fast forward or whatever. Now I'm in my 30s to watch this ass movie. This movie is ass. It's so bad.
And so check me out, right? It's fucked up because I feel like you talk about how bad it is, but you also see how it programmed the generation.
Yeah.
In regards to a lot of, not only I feel like the sexual shit that took place, just the relationships and how we carry ourselves. Like, and I think it's so ass because now you're an adult and having, if not been through similar situations, you see how like, damn, this shit really fucked up. Jody's not a good guy. And I guess he learns at the end.
At the end of the day, he's the protagonist, so we can't take that away from him. We can't take away the fact that we're watching this movie, we're consuming this movie from the perspective of we are supposed to identify with Jody, right? But Jody was a piece of shit.
Big piece of shit.
And also, like, this just made me think about, like, there are a lot of ass movies in, like, the 90s and the 2000s, but it was like, you know how people like, oh, this ain't shit, but it's not shit. You know, like, it was ass, but these are our ass movies.
Yes.
And they reflect our ass ways, because we do have very ass ways.
Jody ass niggas out here. And Jody ass bitches.
Yeah, like a bunch of
Jody ass niggas.
We got a lot of Jody ass niggas, a bunch of Peanut ass bitches, a bunch of Pandora ass bitches, a bunch of Yvette ass bitches, a bunch of fucking Juanita ass mamas. So we definitely gonna get into it. We gonna get into it for sure. But when I tell y'all I was watching this movie and I'm just texting Precious and I'm laughing so fucking hard, because how this rated R movie is a comedy. Because it's a fucking comedy. It is a comedy. Like, I cannot take it serious. Like, I know it's moments where I wasn't supposed to laugh, and I'm laughing so fucking hard. Because what the fuck are we talking about here? What is the point of this movie? What's the point of this fucking movie? And I feel like a lot of black films, actually, was Baby Boy a low budget film?
Baby Boy might have been a low budget film.
I'm finna Google this.
I feel like John Singleton did a lot of kind of like, I won't necessarily say independent, but like a lot of his shit was real raw. I feel like what we would consider, I feel like Baby Boy probably did not take more at the time than 20 million to make, maybe.
Okay, so it says now, this is a quick Google search, so you know it may or may not be accurate, right? Okay. We filming this in real time, y'all. So this is a real, if I would have thought about this last night, I would have obviously been more prepared. But it says in its opening weekend, the film grossed $8 million.
So how much did it take to
make
it?
So so it says in its opening weekend, the film grossed $8,606,403 in 1,533 theaters in the United States. So it was spread out across a little over 1,500 theaters, and it only averaged $5,614 per theater. And ranking number 5 at the box office. So also we got to keep in mind that this movie came out in 2001. Right? So the value of $1, gas was like $1.25 back then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure movies, it was probably like $5. $5 probably the high end of how much a movie, we be waiting on Tuesdays just to, matter of fact, it's Tuesday. I think I might go to the movies today.
Facts.
For the $5 Tuesday. But back then, there was probably no need to have like discount days, or if they did have discount days, it was probably $1 or some shit like that, right? Facts. Okay, so it says it averaged $5,614 per theater, ranking number 5 at the box office. It grossed a total of $28,734,552 domestically, and $647,097 elsewhere, for a total of $29 million. The production budget was $16 million.
Okay, facts. I said that. About 20.
So it almost doubled, right? Because it was a little under 30 million. Yeah. The production. So maybe it made profit 40%. Like it broke even. Yeah, so it broke even. That would be zero profit, and then 40%. I would say like maybe around 40% profit. I don't think a low budget movie has like millions of dollars in budgets. I'm not sure what the exact because now I'm curious about
talking about what qualifies a
low budget movie. Like, I feel like it has to be like $1 million or below or some shit like that. Oh, okay. No. Okay, whatever. All right. I'm getting to y'all. I'm high. So when I get high, I go down rabbit holes because I'm someone where it's like, ooh, I want to know. And then it's like, hi, Scorpio is kind of like, it's doing this thing. But so technically, Baby Boy was not a low budget film.
Facts, especially for what they was talking about. There wasn't a lot of action in it. They didn't, Baby Boy, and that's like what I was saying, like it didn't take a lot to shoot. They probably paid a lot for, you know what I'm saying,
the contracts with the actors, like Snoop Dogg. So you know, well, Taraji wasn't Taraji at the time, so I'm pretty sure she didn't get that bag that we would expect Taraji now to get.
Fast forward, wasn't she just out saying that she was not getting that bag? That she thought she was getting anyway. So so before,
but Tyrese and Snoop Dogg for sure got a bag.
Facts. And so before we even get into all of that, first and foremost, I'll say, like I said, it's crazy to see how Baby Boy really sculpted a generation as ass as it is. And when I say it's ass, I'm speaking from a like just I guess moral standpoint in a space where some of the shit that was going on, it was like, all right, some of this shit just goofy. You niggas is really perpetuating your own misery, trauma, all that other goof ass shit. And so to see that like turned into the relationships that we see regularly today, it's like, damn, we can say it's ass, but it was definitely impactful. First of all. And so secondly, I'm gonna get straight to it. The first sex that you noticed in the movie.
Wait. Okay, wait. Let's kind of like we go get there. We're gonna get there, right? Okay. So of course, the first part of Skinamax is we talked about we gotta say what the basic plot is. Nice. What is the plot? What is the plot of the fucking movie? That's why I was like, what's the fucking plot? Like, what's the plot? And then if the story engaged us, right? So what's the plot? The plot is just a fucking grown ass black baby man walking around getting bitches pregnant, and by the end of the movie, guess what? Got a bitch pregnant again. Like, the whole movie is about how black men don't really take responsibility for their actions, and then it kind of like says like, oh, we're a product of our environment, and throws that as the veil, and then it's like, all right, we can't do any better because we're a product of our environment. It just felt it starts off as if like pointing in direction of like, it almost excuses the behavior a little bit, and I think that's why we're supposed to identify with Jody. But I just gave a little bit more of what the plot. I just put my own, and I'm probably super biased, and I acknowledge that. But at the end of the day, y'all want to know what the fuck I think, because this is Skinamax and I'm the host, bitch. So y'all want to hear what the fuck I got to say anyways. If y'all want a more well-rounded fucking review, go find the fucking movie critics reviews from fucking 2001 and 2002, if they even got that shit still. But that was the plot. Like, there was no real plot. Like, it's like, this is just a normal, this is like, I feel like this is like a normal representation of what black men go through type shit. I'll say that, like the plight, the fucking, like the plight, the black man's plight, the fucking, this is what he deals with, this is what he struggles with. And then I will say, okay, so yes, the story engaged me back then, right? But also, what I will say that it engaged me differently this time around, because now I'm a grown ass motherfucker, and on top of that, I'm a smart grown person. So I feel like it would have been interesting as fuck for me to have my exact same mind and mental and go back to 2001 and then watch this and see if I had like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you have to damn near, like, I'm still in 2024, right? Like, I can't erase the fact that I'm in 2024, so it's gonna make me biased looking back at shit type shit. But I say that to say it still engaged me today. But for totally, like, back then it was like, oh, look how we romanticized bullshit back then. But now I'm like, gee, this shit is he's a fucking goofy. Like, this shit is comical. This shit is comical. So yes, now I'm gonna kick it over to you. What's your thoughts? Like, what's the plot, and did it engage you?
So the plot, right? So I watch movies kind of like you said from that critical view and analytical space, where it's like, I felt like Jody's hero journey was like growing, like trying to graduate from a nigga,
boy to a man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A nigga with no mission to a man with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it was little things that he threw in throughout. Just, you know, him being a designer. You know, I feel like, I don't know if you peeped, but it was a part where he went back to the crib and it seemed like little boy shit, but he was putting the little cars and shit together. You know what I'm saying? It was like
grown ass baby man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep saying that because Jody very much is a grown ass baby man. Like that's exactly what he is. Like when he get mad, he like you throwing tantrums, nigga. But I ain't gonna get too much into that.
And so, but even in that though, realizing that this grown ass baby man, he does have vision. He sees that conversation that he had with his homeboy P. Like, man, you a buyer, you a seller.
That shit was so fucking funny to me. I was laughing so fucking hard because he's like, he said, today I start a new life. Boy, I am the master of my abilities, and today is going to be a great and wondrous day. P look at his ass like, nigga, what?
But check me out though. I feel like in that space, it's affirmation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like he was trying to, like you said, show the plight, but also a black man trying to gain purpose. You feel me? He was looking for that.
That shit was just funny and random, G. Like, I was trying to find ways, like, it just seemed so fucking random. Like, you know how you could kind of point out the catalyst for certain shit? It was so much happening in that fucking movie that had no catalyst whatsoever. There's no start. You don't know where the fuck this came from. Like, he was really just sitting there and said that shit. Then it was a moment where, like, P was like, I want to get saved. Like, nigga, what? Like,
yes, them niggas was in the garage.
These niggas is like, and this, I could see if like a motherfucker smoked first, and then you're like, all right, these niggas high. These are high thoughts. Okay, cool, that makes sense. These niggas was really like in the most soberest of moments, just coming out the blue saying like, yeah. And then still turn around like, yeah, the strippers ain't gonna be at the club till later. Let's go get on some bitches. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah, I feel like, and in that regard, going back to what you said, it definitely kept me engaged, but in a totally different way from when I was a shorty. You know what I'm saying? And check me out, right? I didn't see, so I only saw Baby Boy BET version until I was like 17 years old.
So you ain't see the nigga squat.
I did not. It's the African squat thrust. You feel me?
He said, yeah, this the old nigga squat. The African squat thrust. That shit was funny.
On me.
Okay, but we definitely gonna touch on that. But yeah, you said, all right, you said the plot, and then you said it did engage you.
Yeah, I feel like it engaged in a way that was like, all right, I want it. Like you said, because you knew Jody was the protagonist, I wanted to identify with him. But as a real nigga, I was like, Jody, your ass really a goofy. Like, you tweaking a little bit, and a lot of bit, actually. So it was like, again, that shit was a lot, B.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the character analysis part.
Okay.
So, the main characters are, of course, Jody, Yvette, Juanita, Melvin, Peanut for sure, Rodney, I guess we could say Pandora.
For sure.
P, Kim. So it's quite a few. Right? It's quite a few main characters. But we not gonna talk about anybody that didn't have like a sexual scene.
Right.
So we not gonna talk about P that much. We not gonna talk about Kim that much. We could talk about her friend that kept calling on the phone.
Yeah, she was too.
What was her name? Sharik. It was some shit like that. I know her nickname was Chris. I know that. Her ass like, yeah. Because when she was talking to Joe, he was like, yeah, Sharika. I feel like her name was like Sharika or some shit like that.
I can't even remember.
I can't remember her fucking name.
But she got fucked too, though. I said
right, and that's why we are gonna talk about her. We definitely gonna talk about her. We're talking about we gonna like, you got the main characters, but then you got the main characters that got fucked. Yeah. So we not gonna talk about his kids. Yeah. We not gonna talk about those people right now. Like, what was Yvette's? friend name and baby boy. Let's see. It's funny because like as soon as you type something in,
Talking about they get to finishing that shit.
right? No, they just it's that it's so many questions that pop up.
Oh, facts.
It's so many fucking questions when you pop up. He's like, baby, who you on the phone with? Who's that on the goddamn phone? Let's see. This shit is crazy. Like, I really feel like her name sure it was like just something.
And I feel like it damn near don't even matter.
It don't even fucking matter.
She got nailed. Like,
she definitely got nailed. She got nailed, and that's crazy because like I feel like you don't really hear neither one of they name that much.
Yeah, so I feel like, check me out. Even with all those characters that you named, if I was watching that movie, I would say main characters, obviously Jody, his lady, why I can't even call her name right now. Yvette, yeah. Jody, Yvette, Melvin, Juanita, Rodney. I feel like everybody else was just kind of pieces of their lives, because even Jody, other baby mama, you feel me? She was in there. She got hit, you feel me? But I wouldn't really. She was a main character, or she was a character. But I feel like those four, the niggas who lived in Jody house, Yvette, the niggas who lived in Jody house and the niggas who lived in Yvette house, that was the main character.
Facts. All right, so, what do you think certain people kinks were?
I feel like the nigga Jody had as weird as it may sound, like a mommy fetish, like, and even a daddy fetish, in the sense of what he referred to his dick as, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
I definitely think he was into some mommy daddy motherfucking boy girl shit.
Yeah.
I definitely think it was into some like that power dynamic, because even when Melvin was like, you got an Oedipus complex type shit, like he really, you know what I'm saying, like, and how your personality often does show up when it comes to your bedroom personality and the kinks that you into. So even, like he saying like, you love daddy dick, like, you know what I'm saying, like he was definitely into that shit. He was into that shit. And then even like, I don't know, like the moments where you just see his dynamic with Yvette, right? Like, there's no reason that you got to be dropping this lady off and picking her up and you ain't got no fucking job. You don't need her fucking car. But the idea of you feeling like you dropping your bitch off at school, like it's like, all right, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to drop you off. Like, those are the ways in which he can exert like some kind of dominance in those areas. So it's like, he only knew how to exert dominance when it came to a car. When it came to a car, like I put the tents on there, I got some tins put on there type shit. Like, when it came to her car, he was managing every fucking thing. Like, all right, cool. But when it comes to the house type shit, it ain't really no order in there. It ain't no order because you had to fuck her to make her clean up and make some fucking tacos. So you can't really like exert order, I feel like, in no other place besides the car in the bedroom.
But check me out though. I feel like going back to like what I was saying earlier about the programming of a generation type shit, I feel like it's movies like that and or just engagements like that, to where it's like, boy, niggas know if I'm damn near dropping dick off and I'm doing it the right way, she about be real malleable, real bendable to do what it is I got to say. And I feel like that was one of the things that he was doing across the board, like with Yvette, with his other BM, like, because if you noticed later in the movie type shit,
her name was Sharika. I I had to know, y'all. That Scorpio energy was kind of getting to me because I was like, no. And so basically, I found the back and forth correspondence on IMBD.
Nice.
I found the back and forth correspondence, the actual script between Sharika and Chris.
Nice.
So yeah, it's definitely her name was Sharika.
Yeah. And I feel like the nigga Jody was like, he knew, talk about control, talk about dominance and all that different type of shit. He knew that, I feel like, shit, anybody who I believe, or again, you could correct me in the space that I'm wrong, anybody who does have like dominance kink, they gon' lean into where their power is. Yeah. So if my power is in this car, my power is in laying pipe, yeah, that's the energy that I'm gonna reside in. Shit, 90, if not 100% of the time type shit. And I feel like that's what he did until getting to a point where it was like, certain shit not enough, or certain shit moving a fucked up way.
Yeah. I think Yvette's kink, I think she a bratty sub. I think that because like when he was like, you fucking around on me? And she was like, no. She was like, let me smell your dick. I could tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they end up fucking right after. I hate you, Jody, woo woo. Like that confrontation that like I'm pushing your buttons. You ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm gonna call your parole. I'm like, you doing shit to get under his skin because you want to get fucked.
And you know what's crazy in that space? I was looking at it like, she might have some type of like degradee kink in a sense of
a humiliation
like, kink. Like every time they got to certain like points, like even I had it in my notes. A bitch slap or a pussy eat after a bitch slap is crazy because he slapped her and then he took her to the room. You know what I'm saying? Got to eating coochie and shit, and she was into it. You saw all the good memories of them flashing, and then the shit got sad. And I was just like, this is.
I think that I didn't even associate that with kink. I associated that with like trauma.
Facts.
I associated that with her, like, you know what I'm saying, like being turned on by traumatic experiences a little bit, like, or being super emotional type shit. Because wow, it was like, what are you doing? Like, I kind of want you to, but I don't, you know, like, it was confusion. She was confusion, right? But I don't know. I get Brady sub vibes from her because she clearly want to do, you know, and she, yeah, I love daddy dick. I love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could get that from her. Nice. But yeah,
let's get to that real sex, that Melvin and Juanita sex.
Oh, I feel like they exhibitionists. I feel like they exhibitionists for sure on some, and they freaky. I feel like I could see them being exhibitionists. I could see them being experimentalists. I could see him being dominant, her being very submissive. I don't get switch vibes from either of them. I get very top from him, very bottom from her. She might be a little bit of a switch. If anybody's a switch, I would say it's her, but definitely switch, mostly sub, because like when he speaks, she all right, whatever.
Oh, me, you seen what that dick do? She found out he was growing that weed and she was ready to kick Jody ass.
And that's why I said sub. That's why I'm like, because it wasn't no, like, you know what I'm saying. But again, this is probably why I'm also switching more so. Like, I think she's a switch because I know with me, it takes a certain type of person to make me like, all right, whatever you say. That's kind of switchy versus someone's like, no, if they dominant, it don't matter who the fuck you are, they dominant. If they submissive, it don't really matter who, you know what I'm saying? Like, Facts. When it comes to that DS dynamic, nobody technically has to bring it up out of them. With a switch or like a bratty sub, it kind of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah, like you said, I feel like I did it, my bad, kissed the ass in the mouth. She was like, okay.
Exactly.
And my nigga Jody was blue like this.
Blue as
she
fuck.
Was ready to they kick me about this shit. But you ain't hit her with the African squat thrust. Fuck is
yeah, what fuck is you talking about? Right. And it was funny because even Sharika was like, well, let him go fuck his mama if he don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he not trying to be with you for real in the way that you want him to be with you, then let him go fuck his mama. Because, and that was, that was clearly consistent throughout the whole thing. Like him having way, like him wanting to always be in his mama house or whatever the case is. Like, first of all, you got 2 baby mamas. You don't have to stay with Yvette if you don't want to. You could be at Yvette crib, go to Peanut crib, swap, do however the fuck you gonna move. You don't have to live with your mama. You want to live with your mama.
Yeah, I feel like because that's security though. Like these bitches that get to tweaking, these hoes get to doing too much.
But that's what I'm saying. They get to tweaking, doing too much, and okay, cool. But he's no, he want to sleep at his mama house every fucking night. Like that's wild as hell. And instead of you just leaving, like, you know what, my mama in here getting cracked, I'm gonna go crack one of my BMs. People out here trying to sleep. Like, get your little hating ass on, because you ain't getting fucked. You ain't getting cracked right now, so you want some hating shit. You don't want nobody else to fuck your mama. That's what it is. And your mama's sexuality ain't got nothing to do with you. You are a product of your mama's sexuality. But you have no right to how she sexually expresses whatsoever.
Facts. And I guess for me, looking at it, I wasn't really looking at it from that space of him trying to hold jurisdiction. But now that you even put it in that perspective, it definitely was when he slid on her for the date and he was all keep my mama
trying
safe.
To chaperone you, bro.
Yeah, all that different type of shit. Like it was definitely a bodyguard type energy. But I guess I just chalked that up to the stuff that they discussed off camera and his trauma in regards to like, oh man, you know, last nigga my mama was fucking with, she put my brother out, that nigga got killed, And I think one of the things that I did not fuck with about Baby Boy is that I feel like outside of the African squat thrust sex scene, a lot of the sex was traumatic. Like it was like real, it was problematic sex. There was no like, we fucking cause like we want to fuck and this is a good time having sex. It was like some fuck shit had to happen.
Exactly.
And
like the response to some fucked up shit happening is sex. Yeah. So that was wild, and that was definitely, and we getting into the themes, the themes and symbolism segment part of the show anyways, but that was crazy. That was insane. Like literally it's like, all right, sex was only makeup sex. Sex was only, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like on some, you talking, you like, well, in the case of Sharika and Chris, it was like, you talking crazy, I'm finna drop it off in your draw, like I'm finna exert dick type shit. And all of it was about like, all right, this is how we solve problems. We solve problems with dick, exerting dick. Like, I got a problem with you, here goes some dick. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Don't be upset.
Like, I'm not upset with that. Please don't. Y'all know I ain't upset with that, right? However, maybe a motherfucker just need a hug. Like sometimes
Ooh, you say what Jody mommy say? She say, hold me.
Right. But that was again some fuck shit happened. And the hug that she get is some dick. Like here goes dick. Like motherfuckers can't even just like, can I get a hug, G? Like, I mean, bro, like that shit was insane to me. So that was definitely a consistent theme. Let's talk about how let's talk about the first scene. Let's talk about the first thing we see. First thing we see is this grown ass baby man in the amniotic sac, right? That shit is fucking insane and unnecessary. I don't know how much money they paid Tyrese to agree to this dumb shit, but why the fuck they couldn't just have like a actual baby? Like an actual, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do we need to see Tyrese grown bald ass? Let's talk about the fact that he's a 20-year-old bald dude, which is fucking insane.
Nuts.
Now, I do have a theory that bald niggas eat coochie real good.
That's just because you think you can slide your coochie across their head.
I've never thought about doing that, but now it's on my 2024 bingo card. I'm going to rub my coochie across. Look, his head is Bikini Bottom. My coochie is Gary the Snail. And I'm going to rub my coochie across a bald head before 2024 is over with.
You bald head niggas better get ready.
It's been merged. Bald nigga. You bald nigga, you. Coochie is going on your head, all right?
Talking about Coochie Scoot 2024.
Bald coochie, bald head. Bald.
Talking about double ball. Niggas is crazy.
I don't know why I said that.
Niggas is crazy. Now she's snorting and shit.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. I don't even remember what the fuck we was talking about. We just went off on a tangent.
We was talking about
oh my
how
God.
my nigga, the first
but
scene
look,
wasn't
wait,
needed.
look. So maybe you did say earlier how like that movie programmed a generation.
Yes.
Maybe at a very early age, I associated baldness with good coochie eating. I don't know. But in my experience, the bald niggas really do eat coochie good. I'm not saying only bald niggas eat coochie good. Fat niggas, they eat coochie good too. But and skinny niggas, they be hungry too. So the good coochie eaters,
niggas.
the good coochie eaters come in all different shapes and sizes. Hair, some without. But also the moment when like the very first scene when not the very first scene, but the moment where Melvin was eating the mama coochie. And she's like, oh yeah, Melvin, circles.
Told his ass circles.
Right,
that
told
checked me out.
Circles.
I'm not even gonna lie. When I watched that scene, I was like, wow, I'm really digging this communication. Like the back and forth dialogue between the two. She told the nigga where to go. He told her, yeah, I'm hitting you with this African squat thrust.
No, the man said, you gonna give me a cavity. Yeah. You gonna give me a cavity.
Talking that shit.
Insane. Yeah. But his ass, bald nigga, eating coochie. Jody, bald nigga, eating coochie. Look, I don't know if 2001 was just the era of the bald niggas, but it was some bald niggas in this movie. It was 3 main character bald niggas. Cause even P, bald nigga. So I don't know, but P gave me the sense of like he not eating coochie at all. Like I don't know. It was something about P character.
For sure.
It was something about P character that I feel like P ain't eating no coochie. Yeah. He ain't eating no coochie. Like he was like, I feel like he'll look at a motherfucker crazy if she even
put some coochie in his face.
Right, like the fuck you want me to do with that? You better get down on your knees and suck your man. Like I feel like that's what the fuck he.
I can imagine that.
Right.
Kim was eating dick.
Yeah, like I feel like it was just so much like hell no, real men don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't no little punk ass baby boy.
Oh,
right. Like I feel like that's what P would like. That's the sense that I got from P. But oh my fucking God. Do you now that first scene unnecessary as fuck. Just unnecessary as fuck. Got this grown ass bald nigga in the fucking womb, and then you hear the baby cry, and like he really opened his mouth. Now he's born. He's born, and this nigga sitting there eating some lemon heads. Another bald, look, that's a yellow bald, fucking little yellow bald baby, lemon baby, and he's a fucking like, gee, there's a theme of baldness here.
For sure. Niggas was damn near bald head.
See, that shit is hilarious. Okay. But the next scene we see, because first of all, he's eating lemon heads outside the fucking abortion clinic. I don't know how I feel about this nigga eating lemon heads outside the abortion clinic. Yeah. She was mad as hell. Like, don't fucking touch me, Jody. Like,
mad as hell, sad as hell, all
just emotional
types of hell. Yeah, like, and I guess even thinking about that, like, and opening up the movie and like how you said we gonna talk about movies with sex in it. Like, I feel like that immediately is a sexual undertone of sex gone bad. Cause
sex gone bad. This was not the desired outcome
for either of us.
For either of us.
As a man, nobody wants to send a woman to the clinic, but
and it wasn't even him because this nigga ain't had no fucking money. It was his mama. Like, that's what I was saying. Insane. But can we also talk about the fact? Let's talk, because this was like, she was like, you a scared little boy. This nigga 20. This nigga just stopped being a teenager last week. Like, he is a boy. He is literally a fucking boy. Yeah. Like, we really making it seem like Jody is a fucking 29-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Now, so on that, in that regard, I do want to give him a little bit more grace, right? Like, I know, you know, I'm like, oh, this movie is ass. But it's also ass because these are adult problems projected onto child bodies. And that is a reality of the Black community. A lot of us were forced to be parents in our early 20s. Now, keep in mind, let's kind of age. Let's age his children, right? JoJo got to be like 4. Yep. JoJo got to be like 4. And his baby girl got to be like maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, 1, 2-ish, right? So, obviously, you know, he was fucking around with Yvette. Then he was fucking around with Peanut. Then started back fucking around with Yvette. So, you can see, like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was fucking both these bitches at the same time. Yep. Peanut just took a little longer to get, you know, pregnant. But Peanut probably ain't shit but like 18. I feel like Peanut probably ain't shit but 18 or whatever. It doesn't look like Peanut got a job. It does look like her mom, who Peanut lives with and the baby lives with, is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Peanut probably still in fucking school, to be honest. Like, we don't know what the fuck is going on with Peanut. We don't know. We just don't fucking know. Yeah. But I'm willing to bet Peanut probably ain't shit but like 18. If Jody is 20, Yvette gotta be 20, maybe 19, maybe 21. You know what I'm saying? I'll give her like 1 below, 1 above type shit, right? So, if JoJo is like 4, that means y'all had this baby at 16, 17. Y'all was 16, 17 when y'all had this fucking baby. And y'all think that because y'all had a baby, y'all was supposed to just be grown now. You know what I'm saying? Like, your thought process, your brain just miraculously went from teenage to grown. Like, that's not how that actually fucking works. Nice. Especially for men. Because, and not because, you know, I hate when people say like, oh, women mature faster. No, it's not even about that. The shit that we go through emotionally, you know, like mentally, physically as women, we ain't got no choice but to cut that shit short and grow the fuck up. Men don't have to go through the physiological changes that we have to go through, right? Because they're not growing another human inside of them. So mentally, yeah, both of us are still very immature because, again, the only thing that can change your maturity level is experience. But I definitely, it's wild as fuck that, you know what I'm saying, like, motherfuckers like, oh my God, grow the fuck up. You're not a baby anymore. You're not a baby. What have y'all done to prepare this little nigga for the world? Because it don't seem like he was prepared for the fucking world at all. And I don't know too many 19, 20-year-olds that are prepared for the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, granted, I moved out, got my own spot, had my own car, had a job at 19. I was in college. I was doing my thing. However, was I truly prepared for the world? I had to learn a lot of shit the hard way just by going through the shit type shit. Nice. We don't really prepare ourselves for the real world. Or we're not prepared because it's not our job to prepare ours. Like, we ain't got no choice but to fucking prepare ourselves. That's not our job, though. Our job is not to prepare ourselves for the world. It is the people that brought us into this world their job is to prepare us for the world so that we can go off and be the best fucking possible people that we could be. But we see that Jody is a piece of shit. So we cannot just say like, oh, Jody's a piece of shit ass man. We have to look at his parents. We got to look at his parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, where the fuck is Jody Diddy? Is he in jail or is he dead? All we know is that the nigga not there. All we know is that the nigga not there. And then mama got to have life too. Her ass probably got pregnant at 15. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, nigga. Your ass, once you hit 18, like that's just what it is. But a lot of us have been programmed to think about it that way anyways. Like, all right, my job is to take care of you till you 18, and I don't gotta, like I kind of step back and allow you to whatever. But if you was a kid raising a kid, and now that kid is raising another kid, it's a continuous cycle of. That's why motherfuckers don't know how to do nothing in terms of conflict resolution or problem solving except shooting or serving dick. I'm gonna shoot you or I'm serve dick. Either way, I'm pulling out pipe.
Crazy. Up and pipe.
Either way, up and pipe. Yeah. My solution to everything is up pipe. Pipe.
I got pipe for my problems.
I got pipe for my problems. Pipe for my problems is fucking insane. I got pipe. What you got? Pipe.
And it's crazy though. And watching that, you just basically kind of summed everything up that I was gonna ask you, which is like, do you think that a large amount of just sexual experiences, encounters, discussions even for the Black community oftentimes stem from trauma? Because that's the only thing that I got from Baby Boy. It was like trauma, like you say, dick. Like, so yeah, we're in agreement there. Like, there's literally nothing else. Like, that's not really a question. It ain't shit to question about it. Like, yes, correct. The fuck, like, the answer is not, like, it's no way around it. And it's because we literally, all we see is trauma, right? I feel like this generation is the first time where we're actually, beginning to question all of this trauma, right? And it's because we've been seeing, our parents, our grandparents and stuff do this shit wrong for forever. And then we hearing all these stories and we're like, why the fuck did you stay with them? Or why the fuck did you accept that type shit? So we are being more vocal and we're finding, not only agency in our like sexual expression and our sexual being, but then healing through, being able to identify certain shit and be like, I don't want to be like this. Like, this is a problem. We need to fix it, right? I definitely think that, our generation, people hate us, but people always gonna hate us. But I definitely think that this is the first time where we're beginning to question and ask those questions not only of our elders, but of ourselves as well. Facts. I feel that. And that was so like beautifully said. And I'm fucked up because in my mind, the only thing that I've like just thought about, because I'm like, damn, Jody was better than me at one part in that motherfucking movie.
What part?
And that is when he told Pandora no. Cause I would have folded like a fucking lawn chair, my nigga. Like, she was damn near ready.
She was bad.
So ready.
Ass was fat. Like, so you telling me you don't want to hit this? Boy, come over here and get this pussy. I was like, gee.
I would have been like, don't mind if I do.
Right. Since you offered the fuck. Like, yeah, that shit was crazy. But my thing with that, I'm glad you brought up that shit.
For sure.
Why the fuck did you go to Pandora house to begin with? You knew she wanted to fuck. Yeah. You knew she wanted to fuck. You walked up in there like, yeah, what's up? Sitting on her couch and shit. Bro, you knew Pandora didn't want your ass there to talk about fucking dresses at fucking, 9, 10, whenever the fuck it was. But you know what? Let's stick a pin in that shit for now. Let's rewind back to the fucking, let's reel this shit back a little bit. Let's talk about the fact that Yvette had just gotten an abortion. She had just gotten an abortion, and then you take the keys to her car to go see your other baby mama and go crack your other baby mama?
He tell her ass, shit.
So since you gonna be asleep,
you won't be going nowhere. You don't mind if I take the car. I say, this nigga.
Then, but it's not just that he took the car. You took the car to go see your other baby mama and fuck her.
But I feel like that's what, like, going back to the question that you asked yourself earlier in regards to his kink for power or dominance type shit, is understanding. Like I said, this car equates to control. You know what I'm saying? And so I can control this bitch by dropping her off, picking her up, and I can control this because I got motion. I can move. Yep. I can do type shit. So,
yeah, because he was leaving Yvette ass in the house, being gone all day with her car. Like, and I will say this: I've been Yvette. I've been the person where, and that's why being a good girl it doesn't pay to be a good girl. The good girls that stay in the house, they getting cheated on. They getting cheated on. The moral of the story is, don't let that nigga drive your car no fucking where. Don't let that nigga leave you in the house. Go outside. Don't feel bad. Go shake some ass. Go text them niggas back. Keep putting money on your fucking phone and letting that nigga in jail.
Do not be talking to fucking Rodney. That's where I draw the fuck Rodney. Fuck money on all that other shit. Cool. You right. Don't be letting them niggas drive your cars. Don't be letting them niggas live all in your crib and take over your TV and your side of the bed and shit.
No,
bitch.
the problem was. She was just supposed to talk on the phone with Rodney. She wasn't supposed to write that nigga no letters. She wasn't supposed to let that nigga know where she stayed. She crossed the fucking line. She ain't keep it player. That was the problem. Yvette wasn't player. Peanut was player. Yvette wasn't player.
I agree to that. But that's because Yvette didn't want that. Yvette wanted to be... it's crazy. We talk about how, like... young motherfuckers is, but maybe it goes into what you was just saying about the maturing that women go through in bearing or childbearing, all that different type of shit. Yvette seemed grown. She seemed dumb in a sense, like, oh, you in love and you letting the dick dictate your life and all that different type of shit. But as far as the bitch had a job she was going to every day, took care of their son.
She worked at a fucking call center, G. She worked at a call center. That tweaked me out because I'm like, what do this bitch do? She got a call center ass job. She got a minimum wage call center ass job, which is cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. You got a baby, right? But it was also, why is you letting this nigga take your fucking car? Y'all don't live together. Y'all don't fucking live together, right? He sleeps at home, which means that you go to his house to pick him up, and then you get in the passenger seat.
No.
What the fuck is going on? Cause
Bicicleta, my boy had a bike.
He wasn't always, what I'm saying is, was he always riding his bike? Because here's the thing, okay, if you ride your bike to Yvette crib, you gotta, all right, is you taking the bike inside of the house? Is you parking it? What is you doing? Because he wasn't on his, he only got on that fucking bike when I stole my car, Jody. That is when we see that nigga biking it. Or when she don't let him use the car. Okay, now he biking it. But I'm willing to bet. She getting up extra early to drive to him so he can get in the car and drop her off.
That's crazy. Not if he keeps the car, though. Not if he dropped her off. And then, like she said, she called him that night when he kept the car. Called him in the morning like, nigga, I gotta go to work.
I think he was keeping her car over the weekend.
Facts.
Type shit. So he'll drop her off and be like, oh, you ain't doing nothing this weekend? Okay, cool. I'm going to keep the car type shit. I think he was doing that. And again, like I said, I've been Yvette. I've been dumb. And I've been dick dumb. So I get it. I get it.
As a man, I'm going to ask, what that dick dumb do to you? Like, why it seem like the dick make a bitch brain mush? Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it's not even
the dick.
It is the dick.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say it's not the dick.
I'm not gonna say. Okay.
They don't be having shit else but dick, so it's definitely the dick.
You say niggas is putting their life into that dick through you.
But you know what else it is? It's the fact that bitches lie. We lie to ourselves so we see the potential in a motherfucker. This motherfucker say like, I am the master of my abilities and today is going to be a great and
she
what
say, fuck your affirmations, nigga.
But that's what I'm saying. But they be saying shit like that to us and we like, oh man, with just the right opportunity, yeah, let me go ahead and let him use my car. He gon', move around. He gon' whatever. Girl, he using your car to go fuck his other baby mama. He's not going to no job interview. He not going to fucking make no fucking money. And then mind you, in the beginning of the baby boy, he was selling weed. So he's trapping in your shit. That's why he got the tinted windows. He's trapping in your shit. But he's a bad weed man. Him and P was smoking in one of the fucking scenes. They shit probably mid anyway. That he's selling OG. First of all, he not really making no money because he's selling OG. You ain't got shit to say.
I like OG. I fuck with OG.
What I'm saying is he's
no profit off that shit.
He's not. You're not profiting off that shit because you can't sell it at Zah prices. You can't sell it at Zah prices. There wasn't even
no fucking Zah back then.
Yes, it was. It's always.
All that shit was mid. All that shit was mid. The fuck?
My point is this. We got to stop looking at niggas' potential. We have to. We got to take a motherfucker at face value. Because now we over here upset like crying to his mama. Why he do the things he do, Miss Juanita? Because the nigga was just 19 last week, G. He don't fucking know no better. And she raised him. So why is you trying to I don't fucking know. It's not my fault. I did the best I could. That's the only thing his fucking mama gonna say. That's the only thing she gonna say. So what the fuck is the point of the conversation? But yes, I have a problem with the fact that he took her fucking car. She got an abortion to go fuck his other baby mama. And then this with the nigga, he smoking with his baby mama, right? Smoking with Peanut, right? They playing. That's just my baby daddy. He called his ass broke, ain't got no job.
When I heard that shit, like cause like I say, I ain't watched it in a minute. So she turned it up though.
She turned it up. Like, this my baby daddy. I'm finna give your broke ass some pussy. Yeah. Like, man, what? I'm finna give your broke ass some pussy. Like, yeah, this just my baby daddy. I'm finna motherfucker. We smoking. I'm finna fuck you to this song that talk about how, like, cause you really are described in this song. You ain't got no fucking money. Yep. You ain't got shit to offer but dick. You be cheating. He be cheating on me. Yep. But, come on, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I was like, fuck, I ain't even paying attention to this part.
But then the man leans back and say, pull out the damage. Yeah. So you out here knowing that you serving this toxic dick. Cause pull out the damage. The damage. Who the fuck says that? Hey. Who the fuck says that? Hey. But a narcissist. Like, who the fuck says that? Like, pull out the damage. Like, what type of shit is that to say? Like, you know you ain't doing shit but fucking bitches and ruining their lives.
Yikes. Facts.
So, yeah, I was like, that shit is insane. Pull out the damage. I was like, that's insane to me. That's fucking insane to me.
You done pulled out the damage before, though. I see it on your face. You look like you didn't grab that damage. You might be the damage.
I think I'm the damage. I think I'm the damage.
Open up the damage.
I think, bro, and what's funny about that is I'm not mad at I'm still not mad at the toxicity of that. I'm not mad at that because this is honestly between Yvette and Peanut, I fucked with Peanut heavy. I liked Peanut. And I know we're not supposed to like Peanut. We're not supposed to like Peanut. We're not supposed to like Peanut. It's so many different cues as to why we're not supposed to like Peanut, right? If we were supposed to like Peanut, they wouldn't have juxtaposed Yvette getting an abortion and him taking her car to go see Peanut. Peanut is we're supposed to look at Yvette versus Peanut. Yeah. Yvette versus Pandora, right? Yeah. Pandora and Peanut, P and P versus Y. Pussy. Wife. Yvette. Pussy. Right? Pandora, Peanut. We're supposed to look at those as two different types of women, right? You have the good girl, you got the hoe. Right? We supposed to look at them, from the perspective of respectable woman, non-respectable woman, right? That's exactly why they positioned them that way. If we were supposed to like Peanut, they wouldn't have set up those scenes the way they did, right? Because we're supposed to identify with Jody. But so we can't identify with every fucking body, right? We're supposed to feel sorry for Yvette. We're supposed to identify with Jody. Even if we don't agree with him, we're supposed to identify with him. We're not supposed to like Peanut. I like Peanut because I'm a provocative bitch and I know how that shit go. I'm Peanut in a lot of situations, right? Because I'm not finna overdo this. I'm not finna overkick it. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying? He came right in there like, matter of fact, the first time we see Peanut, he bombarded her fucking place. First of all, he broke in. You breaking and entering.
For sure.
Let's talk about that. Okay, sidebar. Why the fuck did Jody go to jail? What was he on probation for?
Facts. Motherfucker did say, I'm finna call your probation officer. All type of good.
What was he on probation for? I think that's important because it's only a couple different things you go to jail for. Some kind of domestic or some kind of, you know what I'm saying, like physical violence, right? Battery, domestic, you know, like robbing. So you a thief.
Facts. He was a booster. He was helping steal clothes.
What I'm saying, but that happened after. You know what I'm saying?
You also said
he was selling weed. Okay, right. Drugs, right? Mm-hmm. But if you selling weed again, your ass clearly didn't learn shit.
Facts.
Or you play with guns. Mm-hmm. And we knew he didn't play with guns.
Yeah,
he bitched the fuck up after his man killed off Rodney. All you did was shoot the nigga in the legs. You just put his ass in a wheelchair. You gave his ass the little, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you did. You gave his ass a roll special, right? That's the fuck you did. You ain't even off him. And you over, he killed him. He killed him. And then Mel coming down. Now you want to act like you a...
Yeah, like you was for the pop Mel. Mel
like... Yeah. Come on now, baby boy. Get your goofy ass out of here. But... Oh, it's just... I have so many problems with the movie. But it made it funny to me. It just made it funny as fuck. But all of these things, even the things that we're talking about that aren't sex-based, because a lot of what... all of this adds to the sexual tension. Exactly. So Jody is not a stand-up guy, right? He's a bad boy. He's been to jail, right? He keeps saying like, oh, the reason why he keep fucking bitches and getting them pregnant and telling them to have his baby is because he wants a piece of him to be left here, which is that's some trauma shit. But it's also like you fucked up mentally to even be thinking like that, because now you gonna leave these bitches to take care of your kids by themselves. Because you not gonna fucking... First of all, you can't really do shit now. You can't really do shit now because you don't have no fucking money. You ain't got no fucking money. And then even when you start selling dresses, you gotta fuck half them bitches to get them to sell. So you're really a prostitute.
Oh, that man's a dress gigolo. Oh.
You're a bald gigolo. That's what you're really a fucking... What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about, Jody? What are we talking about? That shit is insane. That shit is insane to me. That shit fucking insane to me. Last night, okay, so we already talked about how like JoJo got to be like 4, right? 3, 4. I'm really leaning towards 4 though, because that little nigga was kind of tall. Like it was giving 4. Like he looks like a fucking 4-year-old, right? Yeah. So if he's 4, that means y'all hit him 16, 17, right? Rodney ass is in jail, and he tells Yvette, I'm your first. So that means that you fucked Rodney first, right? You lost your virginity to Rodney, right? How the fuck long was Rodney in jail? And why the fuck you keep liking these niggas that go to jail? Scratch that last question. Objection. Strike it from the fucking transcript. That means you was fucking Rodney when you was 15, maybe 14, right? 14, maybe 15. I'll give it 16 at the latest. Because maybe shit, Rodney ass went to jail for some weird shit or whatever. His ass Rodney tall.
Went to jail for some gangster shit.
Yeah, like he was.
They came through blowing that nigga.
So, hell yeah, like not even.
Rodney went to jail because
Rodney was a big crip. First of all, it was no fucking secret. It was no secret because he kept saying that shit or whatever. They gang banging, right? All right, cool. He playing with guns. Rodney doing his thing. Okay, cool. And that makes sense as to why Rodney would have went away for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Because it damn sure wasn't over no weed. Yeah. It wasn't over no weed type shit. So we can see that. But again, I'm thinking like, all right, people's ages, right? Because for whatever reason, people think that, all right, I'm fucking, I had a baby, now I'm grown. That's not you could have people that got kids that are not fucking grown for real. You got people that don't have kids that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't fucking matter. But yeah, that was something that I was curious about, because I'm like, all right, there's clearly a theme of teenage sex and pregnancy. Like, Very consistent. Like, it's obvious that everybody that did they fucking was doing it early and having babies. Yeah. From the mama, because the mama, we know she's not that old. Yeah. We know it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether or not we know her age.
That's why she need a life.
Yeah, that's exactly why she need a life. And that was the most repeated thing in the whole fucking mom gotta have a life too. Mom gotta have a... So really the damn movie shouldn't even have been Baby Boy. It really should have been Mama gotta have a life too. Because imagine how the movie would have been different if the title would have been Mama Gotta Have a Life Too. Gee, that shit would have been... I think I would have been more intrigued with the story if it was from the perspective of Juanita. Oh, man. That would have been interesting.
Got all her backstory trauma. Saw her lose a child.
Yeah.
Saw her probably get beat by a daddy. Or hit her by Jody daddy. Mm-hmm.
Then like, your daddy was a thug.
You hit me? Yeah.
And that's why I know Jody not a fucking thug. Because if your daddy was like... It be like that sometimes. Like, your daddy be a real nigga and you be a real bitch.
Fuck. That's crazy. Ah! That is tough.
Okay, you know what else I Googled when I was watching this? What? How long does it take tomatoes to harvest? Because
bitches came along with that garden. That bitch flourished pretty fucking fast.
So apparently it takes 60 to 85 days. That's not long. That's like 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, but then
so let me take you as the, because Jody, why the fuck would you Google that? Why is that, the investigator in me is like, how long was she fucking Melvin before she wanted to move him in the house and then kick Jody the fuck out? So I'm like, rewind. They started the garden, right? They wasn't fucking yet. They went on their first date. All right, cool. The tomatoes are grown. And why the fuck do they have like 200 fucking tomatoes to begin with, bitch? Unless you making a shit ton of spaghetti sauce in bulk, you don't need that many fucking tomatoes. Right? You're probably going to be allergic by the time you get through all them fucking tomatoes. You develop the fucking tomato allergy. But there was a lot of fucking tomatoes, right? Facts. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. When the tomato garden, when those, of course she grew other crops and, shit. Yeah. But the tomatoes was what we saw. So I'm like, how long does it take for that shit to grow? Because you basically moved this man in your house within 2 months. 2 months or less, right? Because he was butt-ass naked cooking in the kitchen before the harvest, before the tomatoes was fully harvested. Moving somebody in that you just fucking met that soon is kind of insane to me, especially because the relationships that I've been in, every time we move in together, by week 3, we be done. Because I don't know, I think I don't like living with people. But also I don't think I really try hard either. Like, first sign of, nope, don't leave.
Facts.
And not even on some putting niggas out. It'd be like, we break up. Like, we broke up now. It's not like, oh, get out my house, but we still gonna be together. It's like, no, I don't want to be with you no more because you leave your drawers and your dirty socks outside the bathroom.
Hitting you with that ceiling fan head or that African squat thrust, though?
No.
That might be a thing. You feel me?
It might be a thing.
You see how he was hopping around with that bitch? You feel me? Damn.
Yeah. And a motherfucker never really, like, made me breakfast in bed. That, like, not a nigga that lived with me. A nigga that... Now, and that's the thing, because I'm not going to sit here and act like a nigga ain't up, because it's been... Well, I'm like, oh my God. Like, yeah. Right. But also, them niggas, I would go to their house. On the flip side, them niggas they either was coming to my house or we lived together for that short amount of time, but it wasn't really known. And that's why, as I got older, and this is why so now in my life, I probably am ready to move in with a man. As long as I can go to your house first. As long as it's like, all right, not you moving in with me. I don't want a man to move in with me. I want to move in with a man. I feel like that is the way to go. If I feel some type of way and I want to leave, I can pack up my stuff and leave. I don't like the idea of, you know what I'm saying, we get into it and then the man leaves. I don't think you should have to leave. I think this is your kingdom. I think this is where, you know what I'm saying, you should, you know what I'm saying?
This is your domicile.
Yeah, I'm cool with packing up. And even if I say like, all right, I'll leave, and you say no, you stay, I'll leave. That's a totally different vibe than we gets into it and, you know what I'm saying, it's like, all right, the cribbing. Because imagine Jody and Yvette getting into it, and Yvette saying, "I'ma leave my crib. This your crib." You know what I'm saying? Versus like, if she don't have to open the door for this nigga, she don't have to let him in type shit. Like, it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe to me.
Facts. I feel that.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about in terms of Baby Boy? Did you notice anything else?
I feel like we didn't hint it and talked about everything just from because it was really just. And the sex scenes were, I feel like one of the questions that was in the note was like, did the sex scenes match the pace of the movie? I feel like they definitely
or did it even match like I would say this. I for sure had Baby Boy type sex like multiple times. So in terms of the accuracy, the portrayal of the sex, I can, you know what I'm saying? Like just how the black bodies are type shit, like it definitely didn't seem like, motherfuckers. You know how sometimes you see something, you like, motherfuckers don't be fucking like that for real. It didn't feel like that because I've definitely been like, oh yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been Yvette. I've been Pandora on some. We ain't gotta talk. I've been I'm finna just put like
she put that condom out. I say, man, look, we gone after she ate dick. Man, cool.
But let's go. And I've definitely been Pandora in a situation where it's like, I just want some dick. Like, you ain't got to do shit. Like, don't worry about it. I've definitely whispered in a nigga ear like, nah, just a little bit. Like, I've been Pandora. I've been Peanut on some, a nigga come over. Now, not with my, let the record reflect. Not with a baby daddy. Not with my baby daddy. Not with my baby daddy. Somebody else baby daddy. Right? Like, I've did some Peanut shit with somebody else baby daddy. Where somebody else baby daddy come over. We smoking, pass them, and I get on top. Like, I've done that shit with that, and yeah, because don't think I'm out here like, oh, you know, you've been Yvette. Like, I've been Yvette, but it's been a long ass time since I've been crazy over.
Right.
Yeah, like, no. So just had to clarify that, right? Because, you know, you say one thing and people like to draw conclusions and shit.
Yeah. But I definitely feel like it was real sex. All of it. It was definitely passionate. Mm-hmm. That's what I fucked with about it. I hated that passion often was like from the negative spectrum. But it was, like I said, it was certain parts, like even the taco sex. You know what I'm saying? The sex that made her make the tacos. It was like sometimes you is having that point to prove fuck. Like, hey, bitch, I feel like talk
he
about
was spanking her.
Dominant, about dominant energy. Like when you do, it's that certain sex where it's like, all right, I'm setting the tone with this. I need you to hear me. Like this dick for the pussy, but it's also for your ears right now when your spirit to be open to receive all the shit that you need to do. The tacos, that cleaning, get to it. Fuck you talking about?
For sure.
Yeah,
that's lit. So yeah, I definitely feel like the sex was realistic. I definitely feel like we can identify like some kinky shit amongst the people. Do you think there were any like elements that, you know, the audience might have alienated? Like, for example, the rape scene, like, or the almost rape scene where it was like he strong-armed her, whatever. And she was like, you gonna rape me in front of my son? Like, I definitely, you know, like, again, they really touched on trauma sex, like things that are traumatic, like they touched on abortion, they touched on teenage pregnancy, you know, like they touched on, you know, abuse, you know, trauma bonding after some, like they touched on a lot of traumatic shit.
And I would say that out of all of it and keeping true to the pod, like understanding that, I feel like that's the part about it that I didn't like with how sexual, because it was several sex scenes in the movie. And so with how sexual it was, I just didn't like the fact that all of it was, you know what I'm saying, tied to trauma in that space. Because it's like, damn, I get it, because it was all like, it's fucked up because it was all good sex. Like it seemed like it was like, oh man, motherfuckers came, motherfuckers satisfied, all that different type of shit. But it was like, damn, to what cost? To what this sex that had it cost her an abortion, it cost her motherfucking bitch slap, it cost she, like you say, she was finna get raped in front of her son. Like it was just like, alright, gee, damn. Like,
can somebody have some healthy sex?
Just like I said, Melvin and Mama look like
that first time for sure.
Yeah, that was the healthiest it was gonna get. It was Mama getting that release after all that time. It was Melvin damn near doing what he do, and it was a collab. I feel like that was the one of the only scenes where I felt like the two parties was damn near on the same page and initiating. So even though they didn't show us like how they got to that point, because I feel like they just showed that shit just started off. They was fucking, right? Like Jody was in the room sleep and Mama was moaning and groaning and shit. And yeah. But yeah, I think that was my major issue, like with it. Like, damn, this is, because it made me reflect on, like you said, the type of sex that I done had. And it's like, damn, I done definitely partaken in that, like, take this dick because you tweaking right now, and I know dick is the answer. Fuck is you talking about?
I've been in a situation where I would be upset and a motherfucker like, get on your knees and open your mouth, and I'm like,
do what you gotta do, man.
Oh man, you said anything I can do? That is hilarious. Oh man, this is a good episode. That movie is funny as hell. Sex scenes top tier. Sex scenes are top tier if you can compartmentalize the trauma undertones of everything. Otherwise, yeah, like for example, if you only clipped all of the sex scene part,
oh yeah, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, top tier, and very realistic, right? You see little boobs, like you see some nipples a little bit, like that was cool.
When he was dreaming about his life and shit, and he had the two scenes with not Pandora, but Peanut and Yvette.
Yeah, when he was having a flashback, yeah, like
nightmares and all that goof ass shit.
Yeah.
And so it was.
Do you think the movie would have been well received if there was minimal to no sex?
Hell nah.
There's nothing left. It would have
just been bogus.
There's
like,
nothing left.
It would have just been a nigga doing bogus shit to bitches. Like, that's all it would have been. Like, it wouldn't have been
what if we knew the sex was happening, but we just didn't see it? Right? Like,
niggas needed that vision.
And what's crazy is, like, you know, black bodies are already, like, the hypersexuality of black bodies is already a thing. So it's very interesting that, again, because we already, like, it's embedded in our being, like, it's so ingrained in us that people view us as, you know, sexual, very sexual.
Facts.
The fact that if it was removed, we don't think there wouldn't have, first of all, it wasn't, we said that at the beginning, it wasn't no plot. Yeah. There was no real plot. So take away the sex, like the sexual tension, all of the sex, anything that alludes to sex, there's literally nothing to talk about. There's nothing left. And that's crazy. But yeah, that was that was good. That's all I have to say on this episode. Make sure you guys are, you know, engage with us. Leave us some feedback, ask some questions type shit. And yeah, make sure y'all continue to leave reviews and shit like that on Provocative. Of course, Precious is bringing his perspective to the Provocative and Skinamax brand, but also make sure y'all are checking out his show, Bonding with Boogie with a Precious Perspective, but also just keeping up with all things Precious, because guess what? The man has a lot of stuff going on. The Beverly Arts Gallery here in Chicago type shit. So if you are in the city, you can check him out there. Super, you know, artsy man. And what else? I got a lot of shit going on as always. So make sure y'all are continuing to, you know, stay up to date with all things Provocative. And yeah, that's really it. That's all I got. You got anything you want to say?
Nah, this was super dope. Like she said, make sure y'all be in tune with this as well as all other things we got going on, whether it be provocative, bonding with Boogie and a Precious Perspective, the different things that I have going on at the Beverly Hills Art Gallery, different shows. We got a show coming up July 28th. So yeah, just be in tune. Follow me on Instagram at Precious Guys to keep up with all that. And on me, that's a wrap, Joe. Appreciate you.
Okay, cool. We out, y'all.
Peace.
Before you go, I want to remind you to embrace your inner hoe. Thank you for tuning in to Provocative, and don't forget to follow us on all streaming platforms. Happy hoeing. PRHOEVOCATIVE. Spell with the word hoe because deep down, we all got some hoe in us. And this is your safe space to be unapologetically provocative.
Oh, is my growl too masculine?
You put the nigga in missionary and you in the moment.